It is time for some Pilates, guys. Some fun stuff. Sorry we're a little late, but we will get everything in. Don't you worry. All right, so let's start down on the mat. All right, yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So, we're going to start all the way down on our backs. And first, just take a second. Oops, that's the wrong button. Find your breath. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling, and exhale, roll all the way up to sit nice and tall. Back. Bring those hands behind your head, and then fold forward as far as you can, and then round that spine over. Roll back up, reach those arms forward, and exhale, roll all the way down the spine. Oops. Lovely. Inhale here, and exhale, roll back up. Sit up nice and tall, reach those arms up. Hands behind your head. Keep that long spine as you reach out and forward until you can't keep that spine anymore. And then you round over. Let's do that 2 more times. Sitting up nice and tall, reaching those arms forward. Exhale, roll all the way down. Inhale here, and exhale, roll up. Sit up nice and tall. Bring those hands behind your head. Lean forward, really reach until you can't keep that straight back anymore. And then you round over. And last time, sitting up nice and tall, reach those arms forward and roll all the way down. Lovely. Roll all the way back up. Hands behind your head. Pull forward, pull, and then round over. Round up. Roll all the way back down to the mat. And then plant your feet nice and flat. So here, feet are together, knees are together. Tighten that seatbelt, pull those ribs down, and lift those hips all the way up and lower down. Lift those hips all the way up and lower down. Lift those hips up and lower down. Lift those hips up and lower down. 4 more. We go 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lift those hips and hold those hips up high. Lift your heels up one at a time. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Now together. Up and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and hold. So those heels are up. My legs are still squeezed together. My glutes are squeezed to keep my hips high. And then we're going to pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Abduct. Squeeze those legs out. Squeeze them together. Out and together. Out, together, out, together. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Lower those legs. Lovely. So you can walk your feet out a little bit, but keep them flat on the mat. Hands behind your head. Inhale here and exhale, lift. Inhale down and exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, and exhale, lift. 4 more. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach for the opposite knee. Lift, 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 lift. Reach, 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 reach. We go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up. Bring those feet a little bit closer in. Reach those arms down. Reach for your heels. Lift and lift, lift and lift. Reach, reach, reach. We go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower on down. Now, bring those feet a little closer to your butt. This time, hip distance apart. So there's a little space in those feet, but not too much, right? About hip distance apart, knees track over those toes. Everything else is the same. So tighten that seatbelt, pull those ribs down, and inhale at the bottom, exhale, lift. Inhale down, and exhale, lift. Now, if you're somebody that as you do bridges, you really only feel your hamstrings, try to get your brain to feel your glutes. Now, it could be that your feet are just too far away from you, and that's why you're only feeling your hamstrings. So make sure that your feet are kind of right underneath your knees. Now, if you're somebody who only feels your glutes, maybe your feet are too close and you need to push them out a little bit, or maybe your brain can go into your hamstrings a little bit more. Hold this last one. And then lift those heels. One at a time to start. Lift. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. Both heels go up. Lift. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. Hold them up. Heels are up. Hips are up. Abduct. Out and together. Out and center. Out and center. Out and center. 4 more. 4. 3. Squeeze 2. I did this out of order, but that's okay. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Lower those heels. Now you can tuck your hands under your hips if you want, or you can just leave them by your side. Bring both knees up into tabletop. Actually, let's bring those arms out to the diagonal a little bit. So here I'm going to reach away to one side and then pull back center. So I feel the stretch in my obliques, and then I contract and pull back. Stretch, contract. Try to keep those legs together as much as you need to, or as much as you can. Stay here or add an extension. Out. Extend, bend, come in. Out, extend, bend, come in. Out, extend, bend, come in. Out, extend, bend, come in. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. Feet down, Now this time, your feet are as wide as your mat. Knees are open over those toes. Again, tighten that seatbelt, pull those ribs down. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Inhale down, and exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, and exhale, lift. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, getting into that glute max, that glute medius, and 1, hold them up, 1 heel at a time. Lift, and lift, lift, and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels. Lift. Make sure those knees aren't collapsing in. Got to turn those glutes on. 2, hold up 1. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Abduct and back to center. In and back. Out and back. This is a very small range of motion. It's just that little extra glute squeeze. Out. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower on down. Walk those knees or those feet back to hip distance apart. So they're not all the way together. They're just a little bit apart. Bring one knee up to the ceiling as straight as you can get that leg. Don't worry if it's not perfectly straight, but as straight as you can get it. Keep weight in both those hips. So this standing side hip, so to speak, doesn't waver, right? If you want to put your hand there just to make sure to help it, go for it. I usually do. So we're going to make them little circles. In and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Put that foot down. Other side. Circle in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. Bring up the first leg. Now, you can stay at this level. We're going to do it all again. Or you can add a challenge by extending that bottom leg and lifting it, hovering it off of the floor. So here we go. Circle in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them in. Woo! It's a lot harder when you do that. All right. Duh, Kim. It gets harder. Okay, so second side. Lift that leg up. If you tried the level 2 on the first side, you got to at least try it on this side. So extend that leg out and hover it off the mat. Here we go. Circle in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Relax those shoulders. 8. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees into your chest. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Circle that neck. What was next? Oh, right. Okay. So, hug one knee into your chest. Stretch the other leg out long. Hovering it off of your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. And then we switch. and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. We go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here or extend that leg. Keep both legs extended if you can, or go back to the bent knees. Totally fine, whatever you're at. So we go switch and 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 switch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. Lovely. Stretch everything out nice and long. Hands up to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, roll all the way up. Sit nice and tall. And make your way to your hands and knees. Get a sip of water. Lovely. So, hands right underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Stretch one arm out and the opposite leg out. And we're going to stay on this side. So we lower and lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up. Put your hand down. Tuck your back toes under. Push up into that 3-legged dog. Lift so high that your hips come up towards the sky. And then we're going to lower down into that plank, but keep that leg lifted. Push back into that 3-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, plank. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And exhale, plank. Don't be afraid to keep that standing leg bent, right? I get a lot of people that try to straighten out their standing leg, but you can get a little bit more range by keeping it slightly bent. Hang out here, and then we circle that leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into that plank. Always not done. Push back. And then that leg comes to tap the mat and lift back up. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Draw it all the way. Place your hand or your foot on the outside of your hand. Drop that back knee and unfurl those toes in the back. So you're in kind of a nice little runner's lunge stretch, a little wider than parallel. So I've got my right leg up, so my right hand is going to come to my head, and then I'm going to reach and lift. Elbow to elbow and lift. Reach and lift and reach and lift. If you can tap the mat, good for you. That's where you're kind of aiming for. But if those hips are so tight, just reach towards your opposite elbows. Totally fine. 2 and 1. Put that hand down. Tuck those toes in the back under and lift that knee up. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. And then push off that back leg and bring that leg to meet the other one. hang over those legs. My feet are parallel and they're as wide as my mat. And just take a second to sit one hip into the other, or sit into one hip, sit into the other. Bend those knees a little bit, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. So, bend those knees, sit into those hips, reach those arms forward, and then stand up. I can't really reach forward because of my fridge as much as I would like, so I'm going to just shoot my elbows forward, but if you can reach your arms, it'll be a little bit easier for you. So, straight legs as I reach down to the mat, sit into my hips and my heels, reach forward, oh, here we go, and then lift. 2 more times. Straight legs down to the mat, bend those knees, sit into those hips, reach it forward, and stand back up. Last one of those, all the way down, sit it back, reach it forward, and lift up. Turn those toes out, but your heels are still about as wide as your mat. And then sit those hips back and come forward. Sit back and come forward. Sit back, come forward. Sit back, come forward. Sit back and hold. Reach those arms forward, swim them back. Reach forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Add some pulses with the legs. Reach and reach and reach and reach and pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Bring those feet in. Fold all the way over. Place those hands on the mat. And just walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. Bring those knees down. And we're all ready for side 2. You're like, I'm lost. Where are we? We're back to the bird dog. Okay, so second side. Reach the arm forward and the leg back. Your arm should be straight, but my fridge is in the way. So I'm going to have a bent arm, but you have a straight arm. Lower and lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg up, put that hand down, tuck those toes under. Push the floor away so much, tighten that seatbelt so much that you lift up into that 3-legged dog. Shift yourself forward, find that plank. Shift yourself back, find your dog. Shift yourself forward, find that plank. Shift yourself back, find that dog. Forward, and lift. Last one. Forward, and lift. Circle that leg. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Circle out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward into that plank. And back up. Toe taps the mat and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Shoot that leg all the way forward Find that nice runner's lunge. Drop that knee. Unfurl those back toes. Whatever leg is in front, that's the same hand you're going to use. Reach it down and lift it back. Tap it down and lift it back. Tap it down and lift it back. Tap it down and lift it back. 2 more. 2 and 1. Lovely. Place that hand down. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Tuck those toes under, lift that back knee. Step it all the way forward into that forward fold. Shift side to side. This is your little break here. Now, place your elbows on the inside of your knees to help them track over your toes. Then you're going to sit and stretch. Sit and stretch. Sit and stretch. Sit and stretch. 8 and 7 and 6, 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Straighten those legs out. If that didn't fire up those legs, I don't know what will. Those are called frog squats, by the way. I don't know why. Roll up that spine all the way tall. Let's go back a little bit. So now let's keep our toes pointing forward, still at the edge of our mat, and we're going to sit back and come up. Sit back and come up. Sit back, come up, sit and hold. Bring those arms to the back and pulse them up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse them together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more up with the legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Roll all the way back down. Walk those hands back into that downward facing dog. Knees down and flip it over. Okay. Okay, so sit up nice and tall with your feet flat. Gotta get enough room. Yeah, you might want to be on the bottom half of your mat for this one. So I'm going to curve my low spine, finding that C curve, like I'm going to roll down, and then I'm just going to place my elbows down on the mat. Elbows should be right under your shoulders and pushing your chest up. So always keep that chest nice and lifted. Don't slouch like you're dazed and confused or something. I feel like that's what they did. They slouched. Anyway, whatever. So bring both knees up. Squeeze those legs together. Reach them out and pull them in. 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 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now extend them up to the diagonal. Draw one knee in and extend out. Other leg in and extend out. Draw it in and extend out. Draw it in and extend out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug them in for just a little break. All right, okay. Then extend both legs out. One leg lowers and lift. Other leg and lift. And reach and lift and reach and lift. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower in. Lovely. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, all the way down, stretch one leg out long and hover it off of the floor. The opposite hand is going to come behind your head. We're going to inhale here and exhale, reach that elbow to that knee. Inhale down and exhale, reach and rotate. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, twist. Inhale out and exhale, twist. 4 more. 4. Whoa. And 3. And 2. And 1. Hold here. Bring that upper body center and reach those arms. So I'm going to tap my fingers behind my leg and then reach them out. Swim and tap. Reach it out. Whoa. Whoa. I knocked over my water. Reach them out and lift. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. Reach, hold, pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Other side, that leg goes out, hovers off the mat, opposite hand behind your head. Inhale here and exhale, twist. Inhale out and exhale, twist. Inhale out, exhale, twist. Inhale out, exhale, twist. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Bring that upper body center. Full range of motion. So I come in and reach all the way out. Come in, reach all the way back. Come in, reach all the way back. Come in, reach all the way back. Come in and hold. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Make your way up. Flip it back over. Now this one, you're going to want to fold your mat up a little bit so you get some cushion for those knees. I like to do it a few times. So those knees are going to be hip distance apart and feet are unfurled, untucked. So start by finding that tall Pilates spine. I love when they call it that in Pilates class, like Pilates spine. Okay, cool. Find that tall lifted spine. Tighten that seatbelt or tuck that pelvis under. And here I'm going to shift that whole shape back. So from my collarbone to my hips, right? I'm going to shift that whole shape, tap my heels, and then come back up. If you don't tap your heels, that's fine. Just sit back and squeeze forward, right? Not going into hyperextension, whoa, but just coming up into that plank. Sit and lift. Sit. This is essentially your squat. It's exactly the same motion. Again, if you want a towel in between your knees to kind of help with that. Or even if you're just not going that far back, it's totally fine wherever you're at. One more. Now, squeeze those glutes and lock into this nice elongated spine, right? Now from here, I'm going to reach forward, and then I'm going to lean back, keeping that position stiff as a board, and then come back up. Fire up those legs. Fire up those glutes. Don't let those glutes go. They connect right into that core, and they help the legs with this movement. And back and forward. Challenge time. You can stay doing this, or come back, squeeze those glutes, and rotate open and close. Other side. Rotate and close. Even if you're not that far back. I'm not that far back. It is okay wherever you're at. Feel those legs firing up. Feel those glutes protecting your spine. All of the above. Reach and in. Reach and in. Stay here. Sit those hips back. Don't tap your heels. And then come back into that leaned back position. Tilt those hips back. Squeeze those glutes forward. Kind of like a teeter-totter. Woo, I feel those legs. Legs, legs, legs. 4, 3, 2, and just for good measure, pulse those glutes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Give those legs some love, guys. Give those legs some love. Woo. Hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Push back into your downward facing dog and just walk those legs out. Woo. Bring it back down. Foot really far forward. Tuck that pelvis. Turn this front leg out so it's at an angle. And then sit into your hips. And you can come all the way down. Should feel good on that back leg. Should even feel good on this front hip, right? Right in the crease of the hip. Shift yourself back and switch sides. Foot far forward, tuck that pelvis, turn that front leg out, and then sit into your hips, and then bring those hands down. Come back, knees wide, sit back onto those heels. Round up. Hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips, tuck those toes under, push back into that last downward facing dog. Walk those heels out one last time. And walk your feet to your hands. Hang over those legs. Bend those knees a little bit and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend, straighten. Last time, bend those knees a little bit and then roll up the spine. When you get halfway, push your knees over the center of your feet, hips over knees, ribs over hips, shoulders over ribs, head over everything. Woo! Thanks for coming.